I think I'm better off without friends, because sometimes being alone, although it's a sad thing, you have that understanding because you've been in those friendship struggles, and you now know how to like be independent without relying on others too much. So I would prefer to be by myself. My mum packaged my sister's baby food. As soon as Eva was about to put the food in Eva's mouth, I was instantly like, hey, it's expired, don't eat it. Like,
wow. We need you everywhere with us.
I think when I was younger, because there was a lack of understanding, and me myself, I didn't understand why I was having my meltdowns. I can see that transition of me becoming a lot more regulated because I've been educated on the way I feel. It makes me a lot more aware how to regulate myself.
Welcome back to We're Not Your Typical.
Today we had the most amazing guests on our show. We had Eden Rose from the Eden Rose Project. Eden shares her journey being autistic at age 15 years old. Hello.
Hello.
We are rolling. And this is Eden Rose's first podcast, and we are so excited that you're with us today.
So excited. Thank you so much, Eden.
Thank
Rose.
you.
No, thank you for giving me this lovely opportunity to be on this podcast.
We love having you here, and I think for anyone that doesn't know who you are, and we need everyone to know who you are,
Yeah.
we would love you to introduce yourself and just kind of explain who you are and just tell us all about you.
Okay, my name is Eden Rose. I am 15 years old, and
How would you describe Eden Rose?
I guess funny?
Yes, that's correct. I think you are.
I mean, that's how other people describe me.
Yeah.
I can be quite witty
True.
Very true.
Kind.
and a little bit lazy. Not a lot lazy.
Very lazy. Why do you think you're lazy?
Well, because sometimes when I'm asked to do some chores, I'm just like, well, I don't really want to do them. And, sometimes I complain and,
And how does Mum respond to when you complain?
she's...
Mummy's laughing.
Yeah. She's not particularly happy.
But I bet you do your homework.
From time to time, yes.
Do you have to be in the mood to do your homework?
No, I just have to get it done.
Just have to get it done.
Yeah. I usually do it on a day, but if I can't be bothered, I just leave it until maybe it's 4 days due.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm really, really cannot be bothered, I will do it for...
What you do you go to homework club, right?
Yeah,
So
I go
that's
to
where
homework
you
club.
tend to get your homework done because you don't like doing homework at home.
I think that's a really good idea. I think
Yeah.
I need to ask my school to do that with my daughter because there's no homework at home. Only, yeah.
So Eden Rose, that's nearly 16 years old. Talk to us. Tell us your hobbies. What do you love doing after school, during school, on the weekends?
I love that question because I actually really, really love playing the piano. That's one of my hobbies. I like watching YouTube videos. I like drawing. I just like to do... I get bored so quickly, so I like to do lots of things sometimes, like depending on a day. Like if I'm relaxed, I would rather do a hobby that's quite relaxing, whereas if I'm feeling in the mood to be energetic, I'll do something like dancing, sometimes exercising.
So it really does depend on the day. I understand that. I think I'm like that too. Some days I'm really on the go and other days I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. So I really understand. Swa,
Yes.
Eden Rose's mummy. I love that you're with us today too.
Thank you.
How would you describe Eden Rose? We've had her description, but how would you describe her?
Eden Rose is a force, really.
Force!
You are a force. She's a real force in every sense of the word. From when she was a baby, really, there was just something about her that I knew was different, but I didn't necessarily have a name for it at that time because I didn't really know much about autism at the time. But when I say different, she did things that I felt were unusual. So even though she didn't speak until she was about 3.5, we had these flashcards.
Yeah.
And they had like, the usual flashcards that have the image on the front and then the words at the back. And we would show them to her, and she must have been around 8 months or so. And she also had a regression. So she would it sounded, she wasn't saying the words, but it appeared that she was actually mouthing. And this wasn't even, I'm not saying this very well. She wasn't saying those words by looking at the pictures. She was looking at the words.
Oh, wow.
And it sounded like she was mouthing those words. And she was just a number of, she definitely wasn't one by that point. So we thought, okay, that's really odd. That went away, the waving and the, games,
The peekaboo.
like peekaboo and all those things just stopped. But yeah, she was always very different, but also a very happy, cheerful girl. You just wanted to be around her. And that hasn't changed. She's just one of those people who, when she's not home, you can feel
The void.
You can feel the void.
Yeah.
Yes. And as soon as she's home, it's just full of laughter and wit and all of that really positive energy. And it's a blessing.
She is a blessing. She's got the most amazing energy.
Thank
So
you.
going back, and I know this is more for you, Mum. Obviously, you've got a 20-year-old, so you had, 4 years?
Yes.
And we all as parents, we forget certain things, don't we? If someone said to me, oh, when did you start weaning? Or how was he with his weaning? I can't remember. Like, you can't remember.
No.
So obviously you noticed that Eden Rose was different, uniquely different, in a beautiful way. When did you decide, okay, maybe we should take this a bit further and maybe have her assessed for something?
Yeah. So I was incomplete. First of all, autism didn't cross my mind at all. We're talking some 13 years ago or so. And it was actually, we took her to a birthday party with my sister, and some relatives there noticed Eden and the way she was, not really engaging with other children. And this is an older lady in our community. And so she pulled my sister aside. I wasn't even there. Pulled my sister aside and said, whose child is this? I suspect this child is autistic. So my sister was actually, and, again, this was dating just over a decade ago. So there was a level of ignorance. There was a lot of ignorance about autism at that point. And so she was pretty offended and called me and said, look, I don't want you to be upset, but this lady at the party saw Eden and said she has grandchildren who are also autistic, and Eden really reminded her of them. And by that point, it was almost, I knew that there was something different about her. I just didn't have a name for it. But that was sort of the first light bulb moment for me, because it felt like someone else outside of the house was seeing what we could see. And it was a real sort of eureka moment for us. And I think after that, we, just by chance actually, we didn't seek out specifically a social communication nursery. We ended up moving, and the nursery we found for her was a mainstream nursery, but they had a focus on social communication. And it ended up being a real blessing for us, because the Senko there, literally within the first few days, she pulled us aside and said, yes, Mum and Dad, I believe Eden is autistic. And she held our hands through the whole process to get her diagnosed.
Do you remember her, Eden Rose?
You were only 3, yeah.
Oh, did she have black hair?
Short hair.
Short black hair?
Yeah. You remember?
Did she? Oh, was that her? I didn't remember her name.
Oh, I didn't think you'd remember.
Yeah, no.
Her memory is incredible.
This is what I'm saying. Callie's the same, so she remembers things like that. So it was just interesting to know whether... But now you do remember while Mum's explaining her to you.
Yeah, I do. She was holding my hand, and I kept on wanting I kept on wanting to pull it off, but I kind of wanted that hand to stay there, because
it was comforting at the same time.
Yeah, it was very comforting.
Do you remember at all when you thought, maybe I am a little bit different to other people?
Yes, actually, I actually found out pretty early. When my mum first told me.
How old were you?
7 years old when I first was told that I have autism and that I'm different and I process things differently. So that kind of, when I went to school, I noticed like playing with other children was pretty difficult because I was in a mixed school and boys are very different from girls. And, you know, I just like, I found myself almost kind of clashing because, you know, everyone found their people, but I was just stuck because I wasn't in a mainstream environment. So I wasn't sure like how to
Make those connections, make those friendships.
there we go.
Yeah.
Make those connections.
Yeah. So when mum told you, or you got told that you were autistic, did you feel more relieved, understanding that that's why you might feel a little bit different to other people?
Let me just take some time to think about that because actually when I found out, I didn't know what autism was. I thought, generally, forgive me for saying, but, you know, I was young and I didn't understand what autism meant. So I thought it was a bad thing. And, like, I think...
Do you understand being autistic now in the world that you live in? That now you can, do you accept that you have autism?
Yes, I do. And to be honest, it has its ups and downs, definitely, with most things.
Yeah.
It has its ups and downs, and generally, I am proud that I'm autistic.
And so you should be.
That's put a big smile on my face, because if that means the same for my child and your child, then we'll be very happy mummies. So thank you for that lovely answer.
How is school for Eden Rose? Do you like going to school? Do you have some friends at school? Do you like learning?
To be very honest, school is a mixed bag, and there have been some really good things, like academically. I've been getting prizes, like, you know, at my school for the things I do, my advocacy work, to be more specific. So that is what has been really good, and I've built this really lovely connection with some of my teachers, and it has truly been a blessing to be in that school. But some of the negative things is that, well, mainly the negative things is that there's a lack of understanding, because this is mainly, the school I'm in is mainly
mainstream
and a neurotypical environment.
So you feel that they're not fully equipped, as if you were, say, a special needs school.
Yes.
I understand that.
Feel as though that's kind of there's a disconnect. That's what I'm trying to say, and that could also influence both socially and academically as well. So, you know, understanding is a big part of not just my school journey, but my entire journey.
That's so interesting.
Very fair.
Do you see yourself more in a mainstream environment or a specialist environment?
That's such a good question.
Thank you. I made that one up, I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. I'm not sure, because if I'm in too much of a mainstream school, although I'm academically able and I'm good at comprehending things to a certain extent, depending on the context, I will find myself like that sense of misunderstanding that I also mentioned prior is also going to be that challenge. And if I'm in a special school, there will be that sense of understanding. But I feel like if I'm in a special school, I won't be challenged enough as academically. And I'll feel as though there's a disconnect, because I'm not as, like, my needs aren't as high.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in the middle.
We call them sem-betweeners.
Sem-betweeners, okay.
You're in between. That's
Yeah.
if you feel like you're in between, like there's not necessarily a setting
Yeah.
that suits Eden Rose, or people kind of, as you said, not.
Academically able,
Yes.
Yeah.
but then a mainstream school doesn't have the understanding
Yeah.
of
That's
what
right.
autistic children, adults need.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's quite a difficult one, really, isn't it? So do you have any friends at school?
Well, I'm just gonna talk about like friendship challenges.
Yeah.
Well,
You can talk about whatever you like.
because I wouldn't say I have friends at school. Yes, there are like great connections I form with other students, but it hasn't really been that level of closeness hasn't been surpassed yet, or if it has, there has been like challenges like within those friendships that I felt like I had to close off.
So you keep it quite surface level. You keep it quite like at school.
Yes, that's the most accurate depiction. Yes.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And are you okay with that? Is that how you want it to be, or would you like it to be different?
There are days where I would like it to be different, but generally I would say I think I'm better off without friends, because sometimes being alone, although it's a sad thing, you have that understanding because you've been in those friendship struggles, and you now know how to like be independent without relying on others too much. So I would prefer to be by myself.
So you're not relying on others to make you happy.
Yes.
You can make yourself
Or
happy.
to be let down, or if things upset
Yeah.
you. It's really interesting. I think you're going to answer so many of parents' worries and thoughts, especially that have younger children than yourself, because my daughter's the same. She prefers to play on her own, and and that's okay. But for me to kind of understand what you're saying, it makes me feel better as a mum, knowing that actually that's her choice, and it's mainly your choice too. And sometimes it can be hurtful. And sometimes you might see things on the TV or in movies when there's loads of people playing and hanging around together. And then it questions why you haven't necessarily got that.
All the time.
Does it make you sad?
Yeah, it does actually. And I feel a little bit, jealous. Like the other day on television, I saw like this, I guess it was like a cartoon, and now many people playing together, like how you described. And I was just looking at the cartoon like, oh, I mean, I wish that was me. I mean, once upon a time that was me, but now I'm back in square one.
Do you not think that you would have that more if you were in a specialist setting?
Maybe. I mean, I've been to not really a specialist school, but it was a specialist centre.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like enhanceables? Like, have you heard of enhanceables?
That's local to us.
Yeah, that's local to us. So they're kind of like,
It's like a resource centre, like after school.
Yeah.
It's an after school club.
yeah, it's an after school resource centre for children with special needs like me. And I have felt like there were potential opportunities for me to become friends with other children there, but there is that sense of disconnect because everyone's doing their own thing. That resource centers like everyone's doing their own thing, and I just want to interact with others because I've been in a neurotypical setting because I've had experience in that setting. It's kind of made it difficult for me to connect with other neurodivergent
Children.
children.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a question. Now that you have a sister that is also on the autism spectrum, I'd love to know if you can relate to her or connect to her, maybe more than everybody else, because maybe you can understand her more than we can, or mum can, or your other sister can. Can you feel a different connection with her? Do you understand her more? Or is she very different to you?
Well, it's, again, I'm kind of in the middle, but I would say I feel like the connection between us, I feel like I understand her more because I know what it's like to have autism, and there are some things that, like, I think this was a while ago. Sorry if I'm going a bit off a tangent.
Please do.
Here.
We'd love to hear it.
Go for it.
But it kind of, hear me out, it kind of correlates to the question. So there was this time where my mum, I believe I kept on asking her, Mum, is Eva autistic? Like, cause I was very young and I wanted to know, when she was only like a newborn.
You just knew.
Did you have a feeling?
No. Zero. In fact, I was a little annoyed because she kept asking. It was literally when we got back from hospital. She just looked at her and she was like, Mum, is she autistic? But she wasn't, it never came across as just her being inquisitive and just asking for the sake of asking. It was
She
a
knew.
knowing.
She knew.
Yeah, and she would constantly, and even up until, because Eva spent the first year of her life through COVID, and so that was the initial challenge, right? Because a lot of the kids who grew up around that time had some level of social communication challenge just by virtue of being in that bubble. But she kept asking, and I think as time went on, I just begun to think, is she asking because she can see something or because she has this connection? And it was really interesting, actually, because both of them, Eden was always the one that Eva would smile the broadest to. You know, every time she sees her face would light up and she'd follow her, you know, around the room with her eyes. And it still is an incredible bond.
That's
for sure.
exactly what it's like with my eldest and my
Oh,
youngest.
really?
My son is very sensitive and he always says things like, I feel what she's feeling. And I think that is because they do share something that maybe their middle sibling doesn't share with them or myself.
Right.
So, and I think it's a really lovely, special bond. It's a
So
gorgeous
special.
connection.
It is. It really
think
is.
I do believe in that as well.
No, I do.
Yeah.
Tell us more about Eva Rain. So obviously your first daughter is typical,
She
shall
is,
we say?
yes.
She hasn't got additional needs.
That's right.
Eden Rose has. Did you think when you were pregnant again, oh, this might happen again and we might have another child on the spectrum?
Not for a second.
Really?
Not for a moment. And I'm thankful because I'm a warrior.
Yeah.
I lose sleep over the slightest thing. And so I'm Christian. Everything is very, very faith led with me. And I honestly believe that God just protected my mind from that knowledge because I would have just driven myself sick with worry. I had zero idea. None whatsoever that there was
What's the age gap?
10 years.
So you'd already known at that point that Eden Rose was autistic.
Oh, absolutely.
And Eden Rose knew herself.
Yes.
And it never crossed your mind.
Not for one moment.
Wow.
It didn't.
That's
fascinating.
amazing. Because I know with Sophie, when she was pregnant with her second, all she worried about was, am I going to have another autistic child?
But to the point that it made me not enjoy his childhood, which is so devastating to say.
Or your pregnancy.
Or the pregnancy.
And this is the thing. That's why I feel like I was actually protected from that knowledge, because it's actually now it's so commonplace. You know, now I know that the probability is actually quite high if you have an autistic child already. But I had no idea. And so for me, it was, I don't even have the right words to describe it. It was a real challenge is an understatement. It was a shock to the system, and it was not a pleasant shock either. Yeah.
Did she have a regression too?
She did.
From what age?
From about 15 months.
So she did have words.
No words.
Never.
She never had any words, but I felt like she was a bit more present at that time, where, the eye contact was there. And and I look back at pictures. There's always the videos that I look back on, and I get so emotional.
Yeah, so do I.
Every time I watch videos, I crumble, because you forget, right? You go through so much that you forget what the beginning was like. And I look back at those videos and I'm like, my goodness, she was there. She was present, and she would look at us, and she would, engage.
Well, we take it for granted.
We do.
I'll look back at a picture and I'll say, do you know, I had no idea then.
But why
I
would
felt
we?
normal then.
Yeah, pictures and videos are incredibly challenging. Like, I tend to, with the content that I create, every now and again, I look back and, I do a compilation of like pictures and videos, and I'm a mess every single time I put those together.
I'm a mess with the songs.
Yeah,
The
oh
wording.
gosh. Oh Lord. Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah. We connect on such an emotional level and this is real life for us. This is as real as it gets. But back to your question, Everrain is like all our children, she's a really, really special girl. Yeah. She, without words, I think I'm learning so much. She's changed me in every single possible way. I'm a different person because of her, for the better. And I know it sounds very cliched, but I look back at who I was before she was born, and it's so different. And I have such an appreciation for just what matters in life, just, I don't sweat the small stuff because of her. And she's brought so much light into our lives, and so much intentionality. Like, nothing just happens by chance. Everything has to be analyzed and assessed and planned, and but she's also brought, it's been hard.
We feel you.
Oh Lord,
We
it's been
understand.
it's been incredibly hard.
I have to say, I watched her video of her eating the red quinoa with all the vegetables.
You did.
That was epic. Like, she smashed that in such a good way.
She's greedy.
Oh, she loves her food.
Oh, my
She's like
goodness.
my daughter Callie, the same, food obsessed, which again is quite rare when it comes to
It
children
is.
with autism.
It is, and I'm not complaining. And actually, the reason I was thinking about that today, because I'm always I try, and I'm sensitive to how other parents feel in this community, and I know so many people struggle with their children eating. And for me, the reason I've begun sharing that is because I also know that there is what I feel to be a troubling perception that when a child has high needs, it's automatically because we feed them rubbish.
Yeah, all to do with the gut health.
Exactly. And I want to be able to dispel that, because my child has high needs, but she eats really good food.
Yeah.
So-
And I'm the same, and I always had that worry too. When you share certain things on social media, you're so worried that it's going to affect someone else. Or I did a post recently about that Callie had no words and now she has words, a bit like you, Eden Rose. And the amount of messages I had saying, how did you cure Callie's autism? When did she start speaking? How did you make her speak? And I don't have an answer. It was because she was meant to. And
That's right.
that's all. I can't say anything more than that, because I don't know what else
I
there
love
is.
that you
But
said that.
you have to be so mindful with what you share, because it can upset others. I mean, we have this
Absolutely.
conversation all the time. When we first started the podcast, we couldn't understand that
The way you
someone's got
say things.
autism when they are so high functioning, verbal, have a home, have a husband, have a baby, and you're like, wait, what? How are you autistic? And now obviously understanding that autism is a huge spectrum, right?
we don't have sight of where those individuals started their journey. The Eden we see today is very different from the Eden from 10 years ago. She was actually, her and Everrain have a lot of similar. I mean, I watch Everrain now and it's so reminiscent. It's literally like I'm looking at Eden when she was that age. It's creepy. And out of my 3 children, they look the most alike in the way they move, in the way they. Even Everrain doesn't really dance or sing or anything, but every now and again, what I believe to be her way of dancing, Eden did exactly the same thing. So I think it's always really helpful to see where people begun
I
to actually
agree.
really appreciate, because all we see is I don't want to say the finished product, but we see the older, mature person that doesn't have the sort of the typical traits we know autism to present, and we just make an assumption that, oh, you know, they've been like this all the time, and but it
But it
not
also shares
necessarily
hope
the
to other
case.
parents.
It
and
does.
that hope, having hope,
It's everything.
like it keeps you going.
Yeah.
Like if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, which most parents cannot, we're all there.
Yeah.
But seeing these things online and what you're showing Eden Rose on social media is so inspiring.
Yeah.
I just feel like Callie's going to go in your direction. I think everything you've been saying, she's so on par. You need to meet her. You would love.
would love
I think
to
she
meet
would
her.
love you, Eden Rose. She would love you. Talking about.
I could actually see them both together.
So could I. I want to know what your special interests are. Do you have any?
Did you like composing music?
I
I
definitely
think I heard that one.
I definitely do and still do and did as well. But one of my special interests, especially when I was younger, varied because I was fascinated by smoke alarms, like those up there.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know why I was fascinated by it. All I knew is that the shape looked interesting and I liked the way it rang, like Nino, Nino, Nino. That was pretty interesting. And then for maybe not even a week, I got over that obsession.
It was longer than a week, but yes.
Yeah.
You fixate on it for a long time and then you're on to the next.
Yeah.
What did you go on from smoke alarms to what?
Smoke alarms to tutus to... I actually don't know the order because there's just so
Everything
many.
with a noise.
Not all. There was one particular obsession I had, which is pretty interesting.
It hasn't gone away, has it?
No.
Okay.
Wait, yes. It has gone away.
Okay.
Kind of. Well.
Tell us.
So, the expiration dates on
Okay.
food packages. I don't know why oh, yes. I think the way they, I wanted to know how companies, food markets, why they will put Best Buys and Best Befores on there. There was one incident, though, where my family and I went to this restaurant during lockdown, and my mum packaged my sister's baby food. Instantly, within just the span of 3 seconds, as soon as Eva was about to put the food, my mum was about to put the food in Eva's mouth, I was instantly like, "Hey, it's expired! Don't eat it!"
Wow. We need you everywhere with us.
And you saved the day because actually I'd just bought that food. I just bought it from I'm not going to name the shop, but yes, from a well-known supermarket, and and it turned out I took it back and they had to clear the whole shelf because it was 6 months. No, it was almost a year or something.
Wow. It was really
really, really expired, yeah. And so had Eden not had that obsession, we would have happily fed her that food.
See, these special interests are very good. My daughter's special interests are birthdays.
Ooh.
So every day she says to me, "It's someone's birthday today."
Oh.
And she tells me, so actually there's nothing wrong with having these special interests and being really into things because they can be really helpful. And yours was really helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not very helpful when I would have my eye on, I'd go to the reduced section of all the my favorite shops. And I'd be eyeing my, nice, I don't know, shepherd's pie or something, and then I'd find it in the bin because apparently it's a day past or it's the day of.
Yeah.
I'm like, Eden, that's perfectly fine to eat, but according to Eden, it's not. So yeah. I'm grateful we've gotten past that one.
If you could picture where you would be in the next 5 to 10 years, Eden Rose, where do you see yourself?
Oh,
I know that's a hard question, and if you can't answer it, that's fine. Where would you like to be?
No. I want to answer
Okay.
it. It's just, wow. I'm just
Take time.
because it's really interesting you asked me that because I was just thinking that literally just yesterday I was thinking that, because I was just saying to myself, where would I be in the next 10 years? And well, my answer to that question is that maybe I will see myself in my headquarters, seeing lots of not just lower needs but higher needs children coming in so excited to be in the headquarters, because there's a massive resource centre where every parent feels that they can rely on a specialist in that building that I created in my head, and you know, just having a headquarters, like just picturing that in my head would be, you know, that's how I would see myself in the next 10 years, like leading one of the biggest resource centres in the UK.
That's amazing. Can we come, please? And can we bring our children with?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's free.
Oh, it's free as
Eden.
well.
It's free.
Thank you. Win-win.
Mum know it's going to be free.
No, it's so amazing that you've got that goal, that you can see that. Because I think for anyone, I mean, even when I finished school, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. So for you to have that idea is amazing. You should be really proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
So I think this is an important question to ask, because I think you'll help lots of other people, or mainly parents actually. When you get overwhelmed or overstimulated, how do you calm yourself down?
So how I regulate myself is that I usually play the piano, or or just take myself out of the overwhelming moment. It could be I'm going to kind of link this back to school, because it's mainly a school-related question. If I'm stressed about something, I can tell one of my learning support assistants who is with me through a one-to-one. Because I'm in a mainstream school, I'm still in the classroom. I can tell her, hey, I'm finding this really challenging. Can I please step out of the classroom? And most of the time, let me be honest, yes. I am allowed to take breaks, but recently I've noticed that those breaks have been kind of limited. So during my lessons, I felt like I couldn't take those breaks, even though I had permission to, which was a bit strange.
So usually what you would do is you'd remove yourself from the situation. You would play music or something to calm yourself down, or do something that you love, and you would just calm yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say, just to continue that, would you say that you, as you're growing older, you're having less overwhelming moments, meltdowns, sensory overload? Would you say that with age you can kind of manage them better than when you were younger?
Yes, definitely. I think when I was younger, because there was a lack of understanding, and me myself, I didn't understand why I was having my meltdowns, and where my brain would just completely shut down and not want to do anything. I feel like as I've grown, I can see that transition of me becoming a lot more regulated, because I've been educated on the way I feel. It makes me a lot more aware how to regulate myself.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's amazing, because obviously with Bailey and with your youngest, I mean, that's going to be a lot harder because they can't articulate how they feel like Eden Rose can. Or,
That's right.
I mean, there's pros and cons, because in a way our kids might never know, but is that a bad thing? But then you've got Eden Rose that understands herself better and can help herself, whereas I don't know if our kids will ever be able to do that.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
And that's I think for me, that's one of the biggest challenges, is just the not knowing. not knowing why she's screaming
Yeah.
and, you know.
Why she was up from 12 till 5.
Exactly.
Happy as...
And actually when it's the most traumatizing and challenging, upsetting, all of those words for me is whenever she's had a seizure. Because epilepsy is devastating anyway. But then when you have a child who can't even tell you that I feel
It's
a bit sick
happening.
before it's happening, or my left arm goes numb, because I watch all these videos and these children explaining how they feel, and I'm like, I don't even have that.
Yeah. You
It
get
just
no
happens.
warning.
Nothing.
And
it
it's
happens.
no pattern.
You
It's
don't know how
anytime.
she's feeling.
It's very common, isn't
it's-
it, with
it's-
autistic
Yeah, and
children?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It
Must
hit
be-
us
I
in
can't even imagine how petrifying.
No.
horrible. It's
Do you
the
see?
worst.
Do you see Ever having seizures, Eden Rose?
Yes, there have been a few times where I've experienced Eva having a seizure, and the first thing I do is I would tell my parents to put her into a recovery position. Or second of all, then I would go to my mum, see if she's okay, you know, because it is a very traumatic experience having a seizure. Seeing someone have
Yeah,
a seizure.
Yeah.
So that would be my second thing to do. And my third thing to do is that if I'm alone with Eva and should this happen, I would instantly call my parents and call the ambulance straight away before
And I'm pretty sure you would.
Yeah.
I think we can both say
Yeah.
you are amazing.
Unbelievable.
You are an
Rose.
inspiration. Mummy must be so proud of you and your sisters and
you so
all your
much.
family. I think there's not enough teens that are sharing their experiences and their stories on social media. So I think that you are advocating for most of those.
Yeah.
So thank you. And thank you for coming on your first ever podcast with us.
Yay!